Welcome back into the 143, ladies and gentlemen. This is Under Review, episode 13.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the 1-3 in the 143.
That was
episode
a nice
13.
play on numbers that you just did there.
I have a little bit more fun of an episode for you because not much has happened, so we literally got to do whatever we want, but we always do whatever we want because it's our show.
It is our show, and we are going to talk about basically it's a too early predictions type show. So We're going to make predictions in the NFL on who's going to win each division and also who we think is going to win each division in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Who we think is going to win each conference, and then ultimately like who's going to win the Super Bowl. So we're excited to just dive right into it. We will use the stat of the week and the player of the week to talk about
the Masters.
The Masters,
right.
the big, pretty much the only sporting event that really
happened this week that matters.
Weekend. So we'll just dive right in with the stat of the week. Your stat of the week is brought to you by Mark Vassar.
The Mark Vassar.
He doesn't have a company yet, but he pretty much does everything.
He just does everything. Smart. You need anything at all done, just give Mark a call. It doesn't matter what it is. Just let him know.
Intellectual, physical, literally anything. He's a man of so many talents.
That's just how it is sometimes.
So that's our sponsor. The stat is Tiger Woods, who pretty much took over the Masters in terms of popularity and media attention. He 17 months ago was in a very near fatal car wreck. His leg they thought was going to have to be amputated, and thought he might never walk again. 17 months later, he decides to play in the Masters, his first golf tournament.
I don't think anyone thought he was going to be coming back.
No one thought he was coming back.
I didn't think he was coming back.
But he did.
Because he's a champion.
And
that's what champions do.
Not only that, but he made the cut. So he got to move on and play the entire Masters. He played 72 holes.
Right.
So it was historic. And that pretty much signifies Tiger as the GOAT in golf. I don't know if there's a whole lot of that's not very disputed anymore.
There?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
So good job, Tiger. That's your stat of the week. 17 months, almost died.
Player of the week.
Brought to you by Mark Vassar.
Well, there, once again, as we talked about, wasn't a lot of sporting events going on, but I thought that the biggest sporting event that happened was the Masters, right?
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the man who got the green jacket, Scottie Scheffler himself, who shot 10 under. He had an absolutely ballistic weekend. He is actually the third Highland Park graduate to win a title.
There we go. Shout out to Dallas.
Puts him in up there with, so it's Kershaw, Stafford, and then Scheffler, right? Not only are they bringing it back to Texas, but they're bringing it back to the Dallas area. So
which we are both from.
That just kind of means
that's our home.
I don't know if this is what you're thinking, but what I'm thinking is like Dallas is just the greatest sports city of all time.
I guess it just breeds athletes.
We don't breed athletes, we breed champions. Okay,
well, that is where
anyone can breed athletes, but Dallas breeds champions.
That's
true.
That's a good point.
That is what is worth.
That could be the truest thing that's ever been said on this podcast, and there have been a lot of true things said on this podcast.
Basically, every word spoken.
I think we only speak the truth. Basically, dude, let's jump right into the fun stuff. All right, so NFL predictions. Basically, these are called too early predictions because season hasn't even started yet. Actually, the draft hasn't even happened yet. But we're going to go through each division. We're going to make our picks. And so let's just start it off with some ones that I think Nick and I pretty much agree on the entire
Most
NFC.
of them are kind of given. Yeah, I was about to say
NFC
is mostly a given.
So like we said in earlier episodes, the NFC and AFC have switched spots. The NFC is very weak this season is what it's looking like.
AFC is powerful.
We'll go down the list. Start with we're going to get these out of the way, the ones that we agree on pretty quickly. Basically, sorry, my cast just hit the cameras, guys. I'm not really used to wearing this thing yet.
Can't even tie his shoes.
I can't. Nick had to tie them for me. That was actually a pretty low moment for me.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to talk about that, though.
He was literally on his hands and knees in his room crying because he couldn't tie his shoes. It was a very, very unfortunate moment.
You know, I've had better days. But
all right. Anyways,
sorry. Back to your originally scheduled programming.
Pretty easy ones. NFC North.
Let's kick it off, Nick. Who do you think's going to win the NFC North?
Packers.
As much as we hate to say it, we hate to give them credit.
Congratulations, you're going to win your trash division, Aaron Rodgers. Okay, next, NFC South.
NFC South. Since Brady's back, Buccaneers.
Yep. Matt Ryan's gone, so
Sean Payton.
Falcons officially have no shot.
Yeah, Sean Payton's gone as well. So
Saints are out. Panthers are just
it's just not
duty.
happening for any of those other teams but the Bucks. And I like Todd Bowles as well as the coach. So NFC East, definitely the boys.
obviously the boys. I mean, Eagles are going to be very close second, but I don't see the Commanders. Like, Carson Wentz was not a good pickup.
No,
the Giants
absolutely
made
not.
no progress whatsoever, so they're going to be the exact same. And then that will bring us to our NFC champs, which I feel like is a pretty easy one.
Yeah, we're both in agreement.
Oh, I'm sorry. We skipped over the NFC
you-
West.
NFC West.
My fault.
Which also goes with the champs.
Yeah,
Because
it's the Rams.
yeah, the Rams. I think we both think that they're going to win the.
Well, I mean,
NFC
everyone's
as well.
coming back other than Vaughn, but
Yeah, they got everyone back, and obviously the Seahawks lost Russell Wilson. The Niners re-signed Jimmy G, or not re-signed him, but they kept him. The Cardinals, they're kind of a mess.
Kyler Murray's not a playoff QB.
Yeah, so
proven that.
I don't think anyone but the Rams is coming out of the West, and then I also, because of that, based on
I believe that'll
the fact
put them
that
in
the Cowboys
NFC champs.
and the Packers. The only people I could think coming close to the Rams is the Bucks, maybe.
I was gonna say
There's a
Bucks.
chance.
Yeah. I don't see Cowboys. I don't see Packers. The Packers team is definitely weaker than it was last season. So I think Rams, and then like you said, if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be the Bucks. But I
don't see them.
I see the
over
Rams.
Cooper Kupp is
Because
just diced them
I
up
feel like
this
they
year.
have one of the most complete teams because they've got lots of players on defense that play significant roles and are good at it, and then same thing on offense, right?
Yeah. So we're both saying Rams out of the
Yep.
NFC. Okay. So that takes care of the NFC. Not as exciting, dude. Let's jump into the exciting one then, the AFC.
AFC.
I think there will be.
I hope this is
some disagreement.
Actually, I am going to predict that we disagree on
Probably all. Of
all
them.
4 divisions and then probably the champions
Oh
as
yeah.
well.
Oh yeah. All right.
Who's going to be right?
Obviously me. I'm always right on this show.
AFC North.
AFC North. Kick it off, Nick. Go ahead.
Here, actually, we'll say it at the same time. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Bengals.
Browns.
I knew it. I knew you was gonna say Browns.
Dude, I just
you dirty
loved-
dog.
I love the Deshaun Watson pickup. I love Joe Burrow. I love him, but it was so tough for the Bengals to win their division last season, and the Browns were not that great, and the Steelers weren't that great, and let's face it, the Ravens weren't that great either. But like, I think they're all coming back. This will be exciting. Okay, all these divisions in the AFC are
AFC
exciting,
North will be an exciting one.
but they're all coming back better, I would argue. Like even the Steelers, because I don't like Mitch Trubisky, but he's better than Big Ben.
That's definitely an upgrade from Ben
So,
Roethlisberger.
yeah, I'm
for sure.
I'm thinking Browns just because I love the Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper, and then they still have Donovan Peoples-Jones, and they still have Nick Chubb, who's an amazing running back. Myles Garrett on defense. I like the Browns all around. I think that they've done a good job this offseason.
The reason why I went with the Bengals is because they've made a lot of offseason moves to build up their offensive line, and that was for sure probably their weakest point, I would say, from last season. Defense wasn't that great, and I don't think it's going to be that great this upcoming
They
season.
did sign like 4
but
offensive line free agents.
They definitely built up that offensive line so they can give Joe Burrow some more time back there, and I think that Jamar Chase is going to have another breakout season. You know, they still have that solid receiving
Right,
core. Joe Mixon's decent receiving back,
Samaje
but
P.
that's
Ryan.
why I have the Bengals winning it. If it's not the Bengals, it'll probably be the Browns. But
Yeah, I think
the
the
AFC
Bengals
North
are also
is
wanting
going
to-
to for sure be a fun division to watch.
I think the Bengals-Browns games will finally be exciting because it's been a while because they both were at the bottom of the barrel for a while there.
Yeesh, yeah,
But let's move on to the
bottom
AFC
tier teams.
East.
Okay.
Let's give me your pick and then I'll give you mine.
The Bills, obvious. That's the most obvious choice. Is the Buffalo Bills. You know, you got Josh Allen,
the Bills are
gunslinger,
lethal.
and he can do it with his
And
legs.
they changed the overtime rules, so they might actually make it this time.
Yeah, obviously the Bills have a very lethal defense, and they've got a lot of weapons on offense. You know, they re-signed Stephon Diggs, and that's a pretty
He
extended his contract. I mean,
arguably top 3 receiver for
and
sure.
Stephon Diggs is an absolute weapon. I mean, they didn't really lose anybody. They gained Von
They lose
Miller.
Cole Beasley. They
What?
did
Yeah,
lose
you're
Cole
right.
Beasley.
But they gained Von Miller on defense.
That is a huge pickup.
I thought the Cowboys were going to snag him, but they didn't because
They
why
didn't, 'cause
would
they're
we
not
do the
smart.
smart thing? I don't know.
We never do.
And yeah, I think Josh Allen has been a very dominant force in the NFL for, I don't know, however long he's been here. And I feel like that's not going to change next year. So I'm excited to watch some Buffalo Bills football. Let's go into Joseph's atrocious pick for the AFC East.
I am making a bold prediction. There is nothing wrong with that. AFC East, your champions, the Miami Dolphins. For the first time in a long time, ladies and gentlemen, because I love Tyreek Hill that much. I think Tua cannot throw the ball deep down the field. Tyreek and Jalen Waddle are both run after catch receivers. You know that's the truth about Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. You know I'm right about that.
Tyreek's not even the fastest man in the NFL.
Okay, he's the third fastest. It's Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, behind Micah Parsons, who's at number
I'm not
1
saying
right now.
He's better than Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons.
I understand
is the GOAT.
that.
I'm not disputing
I understand that.
Micah Parsons is
I just don't
amazing.
understand how you can pick the Dolphins
You're
over
not
the
even
Bills.
listening. Hold on. Okay.
You're not even listening. Dude, the Dolphins, their defense is mid.
I was about
At
to say, dude,
mid
they've
at best.
re-signed some guys on
Mid
the
at best.
secondary.
And also,
Byron Jones,
Tua,
Xavier
in my
Howard.
opinion, is garbage. Like,
I didn't say he
I'll
was
put him in
great. He
garbage.
can dish the ball out.
yeah, but you need a good
The
quarterback
Bills-
in order to utilize
The Bills
your
lost
receivers.
to the Pats when they threw 3 passes in a game.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to the Pats.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not saying the Bills are amazing because they're not. They lost to the Chiefs in overtime and then complained about the overtime rules. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, the Bills have been a bunch of babies because they've just been whining this entire
Okay, but they're still good. Like, they're insanely
Dolphins are
good.
on the rise. The Dolphins are on the rise. It is
All
their
right.
time to shine.
They're on the rise, but they're not going to do anything this year.
That you're acting like I just picked the Jets. Okay, I picked a legit team to win.
You might as
Right.
well have picked the Jets.
No, they're not even similar at all. Tyreek Hill is a game changer for a team. I like Mike Gillespie.
Gesicki?
It's not Gillespie.
It is definitely not. It is Gesicki.
Okay, well I like him. Okay, he is one of the better tight ends in the league.
He is a good tight end. I'll give you
And
that
then
one.
Miles Gaskin,
They've got some
nothing to sneeze at, as the baseball announcers
offensive
like
weapons.
to say.
I'm gonna look at the Dolphins' offense as similar to the Bucks' offense pre Tom Brady.
You
back-
think they're just missing a quarterback?
When they had, like, when it was Jameis and they still had all those receivers and a good running back. That's what I'm looking at the Dolphins as this year. They went out and got a really good receiver. So they have 3 very good people that can go out and receive. So they got Mike Gesicki, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. Miles Gaskin is a solid running back as well. But I just don't think Tua is the guy to get it done. I see him as a Jameis Winston where he's mid. He can win you a couple games during the season, but like franchise
Dude,
winner.
Listen, Tua, because of the way that he is good time of possession kind of guy. Okay, so that means they have to run it with Tua. They throw short passes, so they move the chains pretty frequently, and because of that, they take off a lot of time of possession. They're not a big play team, but I think the Pats aren't either. And the Bills.
Did you hear what Tyreek said about Tua? Like, this was a couple weeks ago, I think. He was like he said going from Tyreek to Tua is like going from a Ferrari to like a
Patty
used. Yeah. Wait, who did I say?
Tyreek.
I said, okay, Tyreek said that going from Patty to Tua, sorry, I got it right that
You're
time,
good.
is like going from a Ferrari
I'm not
to like a
disputing that.
used Honda Civic or
Are the
something.
Chiefs
I don't
in this
remember.
division? No, they're not. So I'm
But
not
what I'm
talking about the
saying
Chiefs.
is there is a huge drop off from quarterbacks between Patrick Mahomes and Tua.
That.
So what I'm saying,
I agree with you.
Yes, I understand that, but I would also argue that there's a huge drop off between Josh Allen and
I'm
Tua.
not disagreeing with that either. But Tyreek Hill's a better weapon than Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs can catch, Tyreek can catch and run and do everything else.
Stephon Diggs
So-
is probably, I don't know if I want to say
I'm not even
the
just-
most
it's-
lethal route runner.
how do you
he
guard?
is definitely one of the most lethal route runners.
How do you guard Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill? That's tough to do.
Just wait for Tua to throw an atrocious pass and intercept it.
Not on a 5-yard little slant, and they just take it up the gut and run it into a touchdown and spike it on your Bills' faces.
Oh my goodness, dude. I cannot wait for the Bills to put up 50. Yeah, you heard it. 50
Hey,
on the
this was a bold
Dolphins.
prediction. All right, I'm sorry. I'm not just cowering my safety blanket like you are with the Bills. All right.
I'm sorry that
Just because the Bills-
I'm literally being realistic.
I'm being realistic. I like the Dolphins offseason moves. I like the Browns offseason moves as well, which is why I picked them. You can tell.
I like the
teams are trying
Bengals
to get
offseason
better.
moves. That's why I picked them.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
two can play that game.
we are playing at that game, and the Bills and Dolphins are going to play 2 games. And guess what? The Dolphins are going to win both of them.
They are definitely not, dude.
They are. Miami Miracle. It'll happen again.
Except against the Bills. I think not.
Yeah.
I think not.
You know what? We're going to move on because of time to the AFC South. And you can cool off there.
Oh boy. Who's your AFC South pick? The Jags?
That's my fake laugh.
Oh, I like their offseason moves. They got a good receiver.
Okay, so I think. Oh, Nicholas,
Christian
you're
Kirk?
just a laugh.
How are you gonna guard him? But no, I understand. Okay, continue.
Dude.
I'll let you go.
And the Dolphins got Christian Kirk. No, the Jags got Christian Kirk. Maybe I should pick the
That's
Jags.
why I was talking about the. That's what I was talking about the Jags.
Okay, that's not gonna.
Christian
I'm not
Kirk.
gonna pick the Jags, but I love Christian Kirk. Okay,
He's definitely not worth
will
the amount
you-
that they're paying
Will you
them.
please just listen to my pick? Like I'm sitting here and I'm listening very intently to what you have to say.
Because
the
mine
blasphemy that
are
you're
based
spewing
on
from across the table.
Facts and statistics that
So are
cannot
mine.
be disputed.
Mine are too. I literally just they have
goodness.
2 of the fastest guys in the league on the outside. The Dolphins do. That's Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. They have a quarterback that's accurate. Okay, he's not atrocious on short passes. They have a good running back. They have a great tight end. They have a good O-line. Okay, and I'm going to leave it at that. We're moving on to the
They have good
AFC
offensive
South.
weapons.
Nick, we're moving on to the AFC South.
Bucks
Okay,
pre-Brady
my
is
pick-
what the Dolphins are. Okay, go.
Is there anything else that you'd like to say? Just go ahead. Just say it now so we can move on.
No,
So we can
I'm
finally
good.
talk.
I'm
Okay.
good. Go.
Okay, you just took up way too much time talking about the AFC East. AFC South. I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans. They're really not losing anyone. They signed some guys on defense back. I guess they cut Julio Jones, but he wasn't even on the field for most
He
of the
didn't
season.
do that much.
And Derek will be back. Derek will be healthy. D-Hen.
Right.
So I love the Titans to repeat.
So I have the Colts winning. I feel like they're kind of in the same
I feel like this division could go either way, Titans or Colts.
same scenario as the Titans. They're not really losing anyone, but
Jonathan
one
Taylor.
big thing. Excuse me, sorry. Is the Matt Ryan pickup for
It's a
a
good pickup.
year? Because I feel like Carson Wentz was a lot of the problem last year because he's awful. I don't know how he keeps getting starting roles at these teams that are decent, but like I think Carson Wentz is awful. I feel like Matt Ryan is okay. I don't know. He's
better.
He's the same level as Ryan Tannehill, if you ask me, because like Ryan Tannehill's not that good either. Ryan Tannehill can just move a little better
Ryan
than
Tannehill's the
Matt
reason
Ryan
they
can.
lost to the Bengals.
But Matt Ryan has that veteran experience. Okay, he's very like in
agreed,
tune and
agreed.
smart, like high football IQ game wise, and they have a lot of weapons on offense. They have a really good defense,
They
and
do.
so I see them over the Titans.
I
I
think-
think it can go
Yeah, it can
either
go
way.
And they're both like
Whenever I was
not-
looking at it, it was between Colts and Titans. And
they're
it's
also both not going
Colts
anywhere
barely. Yeah,
in the
yeah,
playoffs.
I
So,
agree. Colts barely, but
That'll be
for the sake of the pick.
and the Texans and Jaguars are just not good. So that won't be as exciting as a division, but at least there's 2 good teams in like the NFC East. Or there's
Okay.
one. Okay. On to the actual kind of like
The action-packed
This is literally
division.
one that could go either one of 4 ways. So
absolutely.
Let's hear your AFC West.
The AFC West. All right, so you have the Broncos, the Chargers, the Raiders, and then the Chiefs.
Super exciting. I can't wait to
Those
wait
are
to watch some of
4
those games.
lethal teams that made some crucial offseason moves that I
So
think
now you like offseason moves?
I just said
No, go ahead.
crucial
No, go
offseason
ahead.
moves.
Go ahead. No,
When
it's
did
all
I
good.
say
It's okay.
that I didn't like
It's
offseason
okay.
moves?
No, you're just roasting me for liking.
Okay,
offseason
the
moves.
Dolphins made a good pickup on Tyreek Hill, but I don't feel like that's just going to be the one thing that puts them over the edge.
Nick, no
Okay.
one's talking about the Dolphins anymore. Go ahead and talk
Okay,
about
I'm
the
just
AFC
letting
West.
you know that you're a fool.
Did you just call me a fool on this show?
Okay, my AFC West prediction: the Chargers.
Wow.
The Chargers.
I don't even
they
want to
got
hear your pick anymore.
they got a lethal offense. Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler. We're not even going to talk about that lethal
You
receiving
just like them
core
because you had them on your fantasy
everyone
team.
knows about it. Yeah, and who won fantasy?
Oh my goodness.
Who got second?
Dude, we're not going to be able to finish this episode if you
what I
keep
thought.
spewing blasphemy from
And
your lips.
they got two very, very good picks, in my opinion, or good pickups on defense with Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson.
They did.
Because I feel like a lot of the problem was their secondary, because they had Derwin James and then a bunch of nobodies, but now they have him, and they can have Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. So that provides very good support on the defensive side. So that is why I have the Chargers. And let's hear Joseph's pick.
I was going
to say atrocious, but I don't think there's a wrong pick here.
There's really not a wrong pick here. And also, you need to give me a little bit more credit because we have a podcast together, so we're technically both experts. My Dolphins pick was an educated pick. Okay, I'm going to move on off the Dolphins now. I'm going to go with... So, obviously, I feel like the safety blanket pick for this division is just the Chiefs because they've done it like the last 5 years, I think. 5 out of 6, last 5 years, something like that. But they just keep winning this division. And it was good last year, and they still won it. But the Raiders are scary. I don't want to pick the Raiders.
All the other 3 teams in the division brought in people that is going to, like... make their teams a lot more spectacular.
Hurts.
Yeah. And also, the Chiefs' defense is like, it's not.
They haven't done anything.
It's not that good.
They didn't do anything.
It's really not that good. And they're losing, I would say, probably their best offensive weapon.
I also think they
other than their quarterback.
They're possibly losing Tyrann Mathieu as well.
And that's crucial because he was the
only
good player on their defense.
So I'm going to go with the much favored Broncos. And it's honestly a lot of it's just because I want Russell Wilson to win. I was
between Broncos and Chargers.
Yeah, I love the Russell Wilson pickup. They're like the Bucks before Tom Brady. They needed a quarterback and that's it. They have the third best defense, and then they picked up Randy Gregory. So in the NFL, they had their best defense last year. Pick up Randy Gregory. Also, I met Randy Gregory and we're boys, we're homies. So shout out Randy. But they picked him up. Great pickup for the defense. Russell Wilson. Phenomenal quarterback pickup. I support that 100%. They have a great receiver core. Jerry Jeudy's going to go off this year. They have some good running backs in Melvin Gordon and
Javonte
Williams. And I think they're just a super complete team.
I can see that pick being there.
Like the Chargers. Yeah. Like they're just really complete and they have a good they have a shot. And like the Raiders obviously got Devontae. Great pickup.
They still need a defense.
But they need a defense. And like if they were to win, it'd be kind of more like a Cinderella kind of story where like nobody saw them coming.
It'd be like a Bengals situation last year.
So I would definitely love if the Broncos could win.
That is probably the most exciting, or the division that I'm most excited to watch next year is the AFC West.
I would absolutely love an AFC Championship matchup. Browns-Broncos. I would love that.
That would be one that
That'd be so weird.
If you were to say it was going to be Browns-Broncos 2 years ago, like
I would have laughed in
2022, 23, whatever. Wait.
You would have been canceled.
Yeah, you'd have been like, dude, get out of here. You suck. All right.
I would say no. It's time to pick our AFC champions and then the Super Bowl champion.
So my AFC champs are the AFC East champs, Buffalo Bills.
You mean the Miami Dolphins?
No, I don't think so.
You did. I'm gonna go with and this is a lot of based on what I would like to see. I would love to see the Broncos come out of the AFC and go to the Super Bowl with Russell. I love Russell Wilson. So, and I think they could if they just get it together. It's a new head coach, so they just need. I feel like, they'll be one of those teams that gets better as the season goes on, just as the chemistry starts to develop. So I like the Broncos out of the AFC.
So that means, I have a Bills-Rams Super Bowl. He has
that would still be a cool Super Bowl to see.
A
Bills-Rams.
Broncos-Rams Super Bowl for Mr. Penn over here. Doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm just kidding. He is an expert, as am I. So that would mean I'm putting the Bills as the Super Bowl champions.
Oh, that's funny. That's what you said last season. They didn't even make it to the Super Bowl. Sorry, I just thought I'd throw that out there. Anyways, I think whoever wins in the AFC Championship, Browns-Broncos, wins the Super Bowl. So I'm going to say Broncos win the AFC Championship against the Browns, and the Broncos win the Super Bowl against the Rams. And that's mainly because I don't want the Rams to win it again. I think they could do it again. Like, I'm not saying they can't. I just don't want them to.
I agree with your point on whoever comes out of the AFC is probably going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I would say most likely. I hope that's what happens. I mean, the AFC's loaded, so I mean, if they can't, that's kind of
NFC is
disappointing
very
for them.
weak. Yeah.
But
absolutely.
that was our picks for each division. I hope y'all enjoyed that.
All right, so here's we like to end the shows. Let's get on with our quote of the day, brought to you by
sir.
the legend himself. Rest in peace, John Madden.
Rest in peace, John.
He said, "Self-praise is for losers. Be a winner, stand for something, always have class, and be humble."
Agreed.
Ain't that the truth?
Kind of like you weren't being a second ago with the Miami Dolphins pick.
The truth would be that the Bills are going to win
No.
their division.
Truth wouldn't be that.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to go fight Nicholas off air now.
I'm going to go break Joseph's other hand.
Also-
so he is literally useless.
That was so rude of you to say. That was so rude of you to say. You're going to get canceled, and you're going to get me canceled.
Oh, yeah, I may get canceled, but I'll be right. And that's all that matters in this world. It's being right.
That's the kind of mentality we have here on this show. Winner's mentality.
Absolutely.
Side note before we leave, we are trying something new with the YouTube.
Yes.
So let us know.
A little
if
bit
you
of a
like it.
split screen action so that both of us are looking into the camera. Make it look more official.
Yeah.
what I'm
So
saying?
let us know if y'all like this better.
You like it or not,
Provide some feedback.
please.
But thank y'all for listening. This was a super fun episode. We'll definitely be doing a lot more like this just because in the off season there's not as much to talk about.
Right.
So we got to make
Right.
it. But I had a blast, and I know Nicholas did as well.
I did. All right. We will see
And
you
I was
next
right.
time.
Just if you don't take anything else away, just know that I was right about everything that was said.
All
We'll
right.
see y'all next time.